Let's talk soul contract numerology today. Soul contract numerology alludes to the vibrational frequencies of a name. What I mean by this is that whatever name we do have, that one name gives us an entire breakdown of all of the experiences and frequencies that thing or person is going to experience in its entire lifespan because of that name. It's our soul contract. So I'd like to start off with the name Jesus, not the name Jesus representing Jesus from the Bible, but of course it'll represent him because it is the name Jesus, but Jesus representing whoever took the name Jesus, the entire experiences that they will be faced with in their experience through birth all the way till death in an earthly experience of life, right? Okay, so we have our triangle here, and this triangle represents both the spiritual and physical aspect in the name that we're going to represent, just because the name has less than 10 syllables, right? So the name Jesus would represent 10 Yud, E, He, S, Samak, U, Wow, 6, and S, Samak, right? And so in life, you'll have three aspects broken up into two different aspects, spiritual and physical. But because, again, this name has less than 10 syllables, it'll just be generic karma, talents, and spiritual goals, right? So 10 for Yod, He, Samak, Wow, and Samak. And the frequencies of his karma, the person representing the name Jesus, not Jesus himself, although he would be carrying these exact frequencies, but anybody who is given the name Jesus at birth, this is their soul contract, the frequencies in which they're going to experience life. So this karma will be 16-7. Let's break it down as we go along. 16 is the energies of bringing or grounding spiritual concepts or any etheric concepts into reality. Is literally just grounding something, an idea or concept or thought you've had in your mind for a long time, whether it be through art, making a painting, or whatever the case is. And 7 is like a chain that links groups of people together who would never have often met if it wasn't for you. Or we could say 7 is greeting or meeting people through authenticity of self. And this is his karma. So this is this person's karma. And so karma represents a very tough cycle that they have to go through. Now we all have the ability to be on the positive sides of this, but this is what alchemy is. Alchemy is turning lead into gold, turning the pain and suffering into gold in the positive aspects of frequencies. So when we understand that he probably had a hard time grounding concepts and being authentic with himself, being two-faced and probably lying a lot, so a rough childhood, so to speak, not being able to be creative because, again, up here in his goals, spiritual goals, tend to be a very arduous journey, just like the karma is, because not spiritual, but just goals in general is something you generally have to take your entire life to work through to get to the positive side of this frequency. This is the goal of where they want to end up, or the soul contract is to end up. And some people spend their entire life without even getting to the end of this. So before we get to the talent, let's talk about the 15-6. 15's Samak is the symbol for it. Imagine either a donut and it's constantly rotating inwards and outwards like a cycle, a continuous cycle that's continue. It just keeps on going. It just keeps on going. Or think of it as looking at the entire night sky through a small telescope, and you could only map out one tiny bit at a time of the entire universe. It's that aspect of expansion, like Sagittarius expansion. And then 6 is all about bringing in concepts from thought out of nothing, creativity. So there's so much within your mind, so much you have access to, and it's allowing you to then bring forth this thing through creativity. But what happens when it's experienced in a negative form as opposed to its positive form being having this expansive access of the mind consciousness and allowing it to hold form or build structure within your mind before you then start to ground it in and bring in people? What happens when this is negative, or quite simply put, is not being able to find that expansiveness, is being asleep and not aware of consciousness within, and having a hard time with your creativity, and you'll find that you'll have a lot of frustration and addictions to run or escape those big emotions in trying to work out exactly what's going on in your mind. Let's talk about the 15. No, this wouldn't be 15. This would be 22. His talents, Jesus' talents, were 22. And so 20, now, of course, he still had a hard time trying to process and learn these types of frequencies, but these were a lot more easier to learn and get past than these two. Now, why does this work? It's because the 20 is about its traits. Main trait is water peace. It's learning to let go of pointless conflicts. It's learning to let go of, no matter how strong you feel about something, to let go of it. And it's all about movement. The 2 is objectivity and emotional resilience. It basically acts like a spring in life to smoothen life's bumps and edges out, rough patches. And it also has a trait. Its trait is foolishness to wisdom. It's making a lot of foolish, stupid decisions as in early adulthood, probably entire life. But having the objective view, the bird's eye view, to look at things from above and say, okay, you know what? I see exactly what happened. I know where I made my mistake. I know now not to make a mistake anymore. And the emotional resiliency to say, you know what? I'm okay. I'm all right. And the 20 in this aspect is the ability to say, well, I made the mistake. I'll be kind to myself enough and not be too harsh on myself and the other people. And I'll choose peace instead and let go. And so this was his talent. And so when we couple them in now, we see the entire spiritual map. Well, physical and spiritual in this essence, because it's it's one triangle, but we see the entire essence of the energies, the core frequencies that make up this soul contract. So this is a series I'm probably going to be starting now, just because I'm having fun with expressing through this way, and I'm doing something I like doing here. Send me any names that you want me to do in line with some type of biblical something or anything like that, and I'll be happy to do it. I'll just kind of filter search through them. And if you want to find out how your name, your soul contract works out, you could feel free to book a reading or a session directly from the link in my bio. An aligned purpose reading goes way more in depth with astrology and human body design aspects. But I'll never reach out to you first. I love you. Have a good day.